A great show today. Before we get into it, because this show is more serious than a lot of the shows I do. We're gonna talk some Packer football, but first we have a live event coming up here with the Fallen Outdoors, and I have the man Alex in here to explain how it's all gonna go down. But before we get into that, I want to give a big shout out to Quick Trip. Be sure, if you don't have the Quick Trip app, go get yourself the Quick Trip app. Scratch daily, and you could win a truck, a 2022 Chevy Tahoe, I believe it is. I don't have the thing up right now, but you can win a truck. Quick Trip's always giving away stuff, and you can win lots of different things. Scratch daily, get yourself the Quick Rewards app, and you can win some stuff. Let's bring Alex into this thing. Oh, hang on. I gotta. Oh, there we go. There we go. But so for the people who are just checking in on the live chat, today we're gonna talk to Alex here. We have a live event, actually, like my first live event, and I just say I'm part of it, but this is not my event. I'm just happen to be live at it, try to help spread awareness and try to spread the message a little bit. But I think it's pretty cool. But I want to play a video that kind of explains, shows the people who this benefits, the people who are going through these things, and can speak for themselves. And then we'll let Alex get into it real quick.
Fallen Outdoors came about in a small outpost in Afghanistan between 4 Afghanistan war veterans in 2009. There's definitely a sense of belonging because when you were in the military, you get to know them. They're your brothers and sisters. When you get out, you lose that. And this is just one way that veterans use to get it back. It's been a tool to help veterans get out of very dark times.
Coming from a time where I was sitting in my home alone, wondering if I was going to leave the next day, I would encourage any veteran to get out of your house and take the chance with us. I'm an Iraq war veteran. I was going through some troubled times and using the VA system and trying their therapy and things like that for a while. Wasn't working out too well. I ended up hooking up with the Fallen Outdoors Team Wisconsin. I immediately felt like it was a home, and it was doing a lot more for me than the VA was. One of our great events we've been doing annually here is the Pheasant Hunt out at Zwicky's, and that's been a great time. We've had Chris Cruzy, the singer, and we've also had the Mountain Man from Duck Dynasty out there. It's just an all-day event of pheasant shooting, sport clays, food, and brotherhood and sisterhood.
The biggest thing for the Fallen Outdoors is we're 100% donation ran. Our organization can use as small as just, hey, do you need an extra person, to as big as, hey, we got a few extra acres of land, do you want to get a guy out hunting or fishing?
At least come out and check us out. Do a hunt, do a fishing trip. If you're anything like me, you'll be back out. It is a lifesaver. It was for me.
There we go. That was an excellent video. Like it explained a lot of, like, of what's going on. But let's let you explain a little more. And for people in the chat, we will get to some Packers talk. I know that people are used to me talking about the Packers, but this is a really important thing, and I'm really excited to be able to help in the littlest way that I can and just bring a little bit of attention to it. But explain to us what this whole thing is all about.
Sure thing. So we're basically looking to raise money to continue our efforts in taking veterans and Gold Star families on our various trips in the outdoors. We do all sorts of hunts, fishing trips. We actually have a staffer. He lives close to the border in the UP. He does wild blueberry picking events. If it's an outdoors event, we do it. We got 39 states out of 50, all 5 regions of the U.S., including a team in Alaska. There's no membership fees for the veterans. Everything we do is done on a giveaway basis. However, there's occasionally some circumstances where we can get somebody out in a special case. Typically, that's the older generation that's not on Facebook. So as far as the event itself, I was approached, shout out to Joe Stark and the awesome staff and I've gotten this name mixed up a couple times, so forgive me, but River City Smokehouse and Diner in Oconto.
Yeah.
So Matt is gonna be doing his live podcast there in the next couple weeks leading up to the event. If you go to his website, there's a page dedicated to Fallen Outdoors. That's where you'll be able to buy into the raffle. We have the same format that we do for our trips. If one donation gets you a number, or you can get 3 for double the cost, and then I will personally contact you back with your numbers, and then during the live podcast is where we will periodically throughout the show draw numbers for the various prizes, several of which I brought down here with me to kind of give you a sneak peek. The first one, I've got several varieties of these Tumbler Cups that are custom painted. Pardon my awesome camera skills. There's a couple that'll look similar to this design. Those were made by the maid of honor in my wedding in May. She's a very talented graphic artist, and I'm really excited. I kind of hope I win one more of those for myself, honestly. And then there's another one. I don't have them in my possession yet. I should within the next week or so. Angie Hart from Heart Strings and Things. She actually did a set of 3 cups, but they're 3 of the how would I describe it? Like the special edition cans. So there's going to be like the new bass fishing one that they're releasing this summer, the traditional corn can, and one of the deer camp edition cans. So that'll be a set of 3. I also, let me reach up here and grab it. I shouldn't have put it so far away from me. I'm just going to stand up. I can't reach it. I got short arms. I got a bunch of these from my friends at Coots Lures down in Oshkosh. The Vexen Rattling Wasps, got a whole bunch of those. I think I'm going to do those in sets of 2 just because got a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then I don't see where I can spin my camera around, so I'm going to try to do it this way to see if you can. It's kind of a optical illusion at first. Pardon my camera there. So that's one of 3 items I got from Alderton Metal Fab. If you look closely, it's a flag on the left, and on the right is actually the front of a face of a bald eagle. So it's as
All
if
right.
it's looking at you. It's kind of hard to tell, but once you see it in person and kind of stare at it for a minute, you're like, oh, now I see it now. And I thought that was pretty darn cool.
Yeah. And
So
I
yeah,
also want to add, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, that's pretty much the gist of what we're going to do. We set this up kind of more virtually just because the venue itself is a little bit on the small side and they want to stay open for business during the event. So what we're going to do is ask for community support ahead of time. And then in the little bit of space we were granted, we're going to bring some veterans from TFO to the event. I have a special item just for those that attend. And then throughout the show, we'll probably have a couple veterans come on and give a testimony, and maybe someone might join us if Tom Crabtree's listening. And yeah, it should be a fun time. Hopefully we'll raise some money, and I don't know if we're going to put this towards an event in the summer, but I think we're kind of leaning towards boosting our efforts for that pheasant hunt we do yearly in Zwicky's. As you saw in the video, it's a pretty big event, and this year we're looking to get between 50 to 80 veterans out at 2 birds apiece. So I cannot talk today. Every contribution helps. So
Yeah. So one of the items I'm gonna donate a Devontae Adams autograph helmet. It's similar to this. I don't have it. It's in the other room. I should have brought it. This isn't it. 'Cause this is Paul Harney, but it's the same thing. It's like a replica helmet,
wow,
autographed by Devontae Adams, and I have some beanies, like the cheesehead beanies that I wear in a lot of my videos.
awesome.
I have like a bag of the beanies that I used to sell. Now I have a different store, but I'm either gonna bring those and donate them to be raffled off, or like maybe the veterans that do show up, I'll just give them one too, and we'll see how many we have because I like to give a few things away to people who are there. But and then whatever's left, we can raffle off or maybe giveaways to a few people who tune in or people who do donate or do buy raffle tickets. Maybe we'll just add some stuff in there. Maybe a few hats. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good thing. And if you go to mattramadgeshow.com, there's a tab, Fallen Outdoors on the top of the website, and you can find out all the information. And if you want to donate something, if you have an autographed card or something that you want to donate to the cause that we could raffle off, go to the bottom of that page, and Alex's info is there, so you can give it right to him. I'm not getting anything from this. I'm not. I'm not. This is all about showing love and appreciation to the people who served our country, and I think it's a cool thing because like they all get together, talk about things that they understand. That's why I was telling him earlier, I feel weird about talking about it, like promoting it on my normal podcast because I'm not a veteran. Like I have no idea. Like I'm the furthest thing from a veteran. Like I'm not I'm not sure I could get a worm on a hook. Uh, I'm kind
Hey,
of
if
a
you can
silly
get
little dude.
if you can get Quick Trip mac and cheese on a spoon, I think we can get a worm on your hook, bud.
Yeah. Quick Trip mac and cheese on a spoon is a lot easier. But yeah, this is a great thing. Go to mattramadgeshow.com. You can buy one number for $25. You can get three for $50, and you have a chance to win all this stuff. There's a list on the website of stuff that is there, and there'll be more stuff added. Devontae Adams autograph helmet. And that was given to me, so it's not like I'm giving away like something I paid a bunch of money for. But I think it's a cool thing to donate to. And if you want to donate to people, hit up Alex. Go to my website, mattramadgeshow.com, and on the bottom of that page, all his information. I think your phone number is even on there. People be calling you. Don't prank them.
Yeah, please don't.
don't crank call him. But no, but if email him if you have something or if you have a question about the benefit. I think it's a cool thing. I think it's cool that you guys do it. I'm glad to be a small part, like maybe helping spread awareness, bringing a little extra money for your stuff. So, what do you guys like? Obviously, like you have winter stuff, you have summer stuff. Like, what is your favorite thing favorite outdoor activity that you guys got going on?
Well, I joined as a staffer back in May, so I haven't even been on the team a complete calendar year yet. I like the fact that occasionally you'll see someone donate a dog, and as long as the individuals are properly vetted, 9 times out of 10 they're up to date on shots, and there's no adoption fees. That's actually how I became a staffer. I don't know if you remember that, Matt, but my sassy girl, I was on the page for a little bit and I found a post, and at the time we were looking for a dog, and one thing led to another. We ended up getting her, and then that kind of inspired me to get back into the veteran community because I was kind of a hermit for a while when I got out. But as far as outdoor activities go, I love winter personally. I don't get me wrong, I love summer, but I'd rather ice fish than open water fish. Um, I see one of the other staffers just commented. I'm gonna get him back for that.
That's a great comment. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I can't. Damn it, Mike. um, but so ice fishing compared to open water in the summer, you get a lot more snags. You got to battle the branches, the elements and such. Versus ice fishing, you can sit in a hard shack with heat on, and if you're, kind of like me and you know where they are, you got to cut one hole and you don't have to move the rest of the day. That's
I've
just my
only
take.
been I've only been ice fishing like one time. I'm not like really outdoors person. I'm like from Wisconsin, but I'm also the most un-Wisconsin person ever. But I do enjoy ice fishing because I enjoy drinking beer and and like letting everyone else do all the work of all the fishing parts. But yeah, but we have a question here. Uh, can tickets be bought at event? Like, there's not a ton of room because this is like a family size restaurant, which obviously like they'd like people to come and like order some food. But I'm not sure, like, if we tell everyone to show up and it's just flooded and it's like not enough room, like I don't know how that works. Like you've talked to the people who run the restaurant and own the restaurant. Like I haven't talked to them. So like I don't know. I like that's the thing. I don't want to tell everyone show up and then it's like no word for anyone to go because it's a business and it's open and then they're gonna be cooking and people eating.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, I think we're trying to do this as virtually as possible just so we don't overwhelm the staff. It is a smaller diner and we only have like one, not really a corner, but if I remember correctly, I think the inside where all the seating is, including the countertop, was kind of like a horseshoe shaped. And we have like one side of that horseshoe from like where the counter starts to that back wall. And then there was like a little display case for some pies. That's where you're going to be set up, Matt, because that's the only spot with the plug-in for your cameras and such. So, I mean, we'll make it work. But I would encourage people, if they want to get in on the raffle, to please do so ahead of time. We can probably sell some numbers the day of, but I think when we start the show, I think we should close sales. That way we're not backtracking. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you
I'm like
think,
I'm
Matt?
like kind of new because I've never done like this type of thing before. Like
Yeah.
I'm the worst person. Like I would never be in. I'm glad I'm not in charge.
How about
I'm
this?
horrible.
The
But like,
first,
what do you got?
I was gonna say, I think this is what we do. The first hour of the show, while you're covering your Packer portion and
Yeah,
whatever, that'll be the time if people want to show up and buy some numbers. That would be the time to do it. But I'd say after that first hour, we'll cut it off so we can start announcing winners. And um, I don't want to linger in there too long, just in case the restaurant is extremely busy that day and they need the space back.
yeah.
Um,
They're gonna
but
kick us out.
yeah, because I got enough guys coming from the organization that we should have just about all of those spots filled that we were granted. And the countertop space is where we're going to have most of the items on display. Um,
Yeah, so I think what we could do is like that day, like you said, like for that first hour, we could even have it so people, if they do order some stuff online, numbers online, that we could still, I could have a, I could see the website from my phone, so all the numbers
yep.
that if they're purchased through that first hour, then we could grant those and
Yes.
get those like in. But then yeah, that there has to be like a certain cutoff time so that we can so it's fair or whatever. And
Yes.
uh, yeah, but I think that this is gonna be good. I think I'm gonna promote it a lot going forward, and uh, hopefully get some more items. I'm gonna reach out to some people who I know, like on Twitter, different type of people, like maybe get some guests on. I'm not sure like, if I'll be able to for sure because like it'll all have to do with timing, like
Sure.
because it's at like noon. I think we're starting. I'm not sure like when we're exactly starting the live. Is it noon or is that like when everyone's like kind of showing up?
Um, we hadn't really thought of that yet because I still have to get in touch with the other two staffers that are helping me. And just, I need to make sure that if we start at noon, they
Yeah,
can be there at noon.
yeah.
Um, but I think that was the plan, was to start your live stream around noon, and then maybe say by like 1 o'clock we'll start drawing numbers and bringing some veterans on the camera, and we'll
Yeah.
go from there.
If I can get some good guests, I'm gonna try to get some people to send in some videos so I can just play the videos and
That would be sweet.
maybe saying maybe some cool people cooler than me. But yeah, I think it's a great thing that you guys do. I think even before March 26th, like what is it? It's the 9th. Maybe I'll have you come on again and we'll have a quick chat about it. We could talk about some
Sure.
football. Maybe bring on any other staffers that you want, if they want. Not everyone wants to be on camera. Most people
Yeah.
who look like me don't want to be on camera. You know what I mean?
Oh, look at me. I kind of look like the mountain man from that promo video. My mullet's grown a couple inches since the last time we did this. I need a haircut.
Yeah, you're looking stylish. Like if you go hunting or you go fishing, like you expect to run into a guy that looks like you.
I take pride in that, Matt.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, and that is a full compliment.
Oh,
People see me, like if someone sees you and they have a problem with their truck, they're like, this guy might be able to help me. Like, you know, my truck won't start. Someone sees me, they're like, do you have a phone? So I can call someone to help me fix my truck because I know you cannot fix my truck. But you know, that's a full compliment. Big shout out to Mark Deaton checking in. I don't think he's ever missed the show. But before we get out of this thing, I have to ask you about the Green Bay Packers football. We got a little bit of news here recently. Aaron Rodgers, just a little bit. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. What are your feelings on that? Like the contract stuff, like that wasn't true. You know, 200 million. Now they're saying not 200 million. But what are your thoughts on the whole deal? Like Devontae Adams get tagged, the whole mess. I wouldn't say mess. It's actually good stuff.
I actually have a quick question for you before I give you my take. There was one more point I wanted to touch on. If that's cool.
What do you got? Oh, yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
So like I said before we started the show, there's been a lot of awesome things happening for the team this past year, and just to kind of put it in perspective of how fast we're growing, I thought you and the listeners would like to know that we grew from, let's see, it's 2022, so calendar year 2020, we had 258 veterans out on trips. Calendar year 2021, we pushed over 1,000 and hosted over 207 various events throughout the year. So
that is absolutely that's wild. I didn't realize it was them. And then that's also another thing I wanted to mention that I don't want to forget. If you are a veteran and you want to be involved, you can also either go to my website and find Alex there, or find Alex on Facebook, or the group. The group is called Fallen Outdoors Midwest, right? Like for
the organization itself is called the Fallen Outdoors. On Facebook, they just have the pages broke down by region, just so it's easier to kind of manage. And
to get everyone that's going to be together.
Yeah, because if you put all 39 states on the same page, it gets clustered. Even on the Midwest page, it gets clustered. So
like, if someone is a veteran and they want to be a part of it, what's the best way for them to get into the group? Or because I know it's probably more. It's more than Facebook. It's just easy to find everyone on Facebook. How do they get involved?
Shoot me an email. I'll get them set up. If they don't have a Facebook, like I said, we have other ways that we can get them on our trips as well. Facebook's obviously the preference because that's kind of our central hub where we operate
if they're
from.
Watching this, or if they're watching or listening, they're probably on social media. But if you're not on Facebook, because I'm gonna also put this on a podcast, go to mattramadgeshow.com. There's a little link in the corner, or a little, the menu page, whatever it's called. There's a Fallen Outdoors. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, they got all Alex's information and email address, all the things that you gave me, so people can find you, ask any questions they want. If you're a veteran and you want to get involved, go on a trip. If you want to donate, even after this, even if you don't want to donate now because maybe your funds ain't right, but maybe 6 months from now you want to donate, you can go right to Alex, donate, whatever it is, whether it's money or if they do another benefit down the road, you can donate other raffle things. But yeah, Alex is the connection to if you're a veteran, you want to get involved, or if you want to donate, hit him up. And I didn't realize like how many people were going. So is that many people going at one time, or is it like?
That's from January 1st through December 31st.
I'm saying that's a lot of people. You're all fishing. That lake is cleaned out.
Yeah, it's a good thing we kind of spread our resources throughout the state. We don't really hit one specific spot over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, they're like, hey, someone's fishing the next weekend. Like, I ain't getting no bites. Fallen Outdoors. They were here last weekend. They took all the fish.
It's funny you say that. I had a guy in my boat earlier this summer. it was crazy. Lake Winnebago in late September, there was like a 2-week window, and it worked out because I just happened to be laid off at the time. I went fishing out there every day, and we just hammered them. And then the second week rolled around, and by that Friday, the barometer had changed about 5 points. It went from really nice out to really crappy outside, which typically that would make the walleyes a little bit more active when it's overcast and a little choppy on the surface.
Obviously, I know that.
Got the old skunk job that day. And the day prior, my entire boat, well, the 2 guys in my boat both went home with enough for a meal. And the guy I took out the next day was all excited, and I'm like, yeah, this is what we did, yada yada yada. I threw my whole tackle box at him that day, and I couldn't even find a minnow. Yeah.
That's struggles, but that's what beer is for. Whenever
Fortunately, we don't encourage drinking on fallen outdoors, but and in a non-TFO type of day, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, yeah, so that's good. MattRemitshow.com. You can reach Alex. Like I said, donate. If you're a veteran and you want to get involved, hit him up. Is there anything else that you want to mention about the fallen outdoors before we jump into some Packer stuff?
That pretty much covers it. You know, no donation is too small or too large. With your support, we can continue to complete our mission and, you know, grow to an even bigger team, and hopefully our message reaches a larger audience. We can get more guys involved, and guys and girls. Yeah, I got a trip coming up on April 9th with a couple guys. We're gonna head over to the Peshtigo area and hopefully hit some walleye, and then that's pretty much all that's on my calendar, because come May it's all wedding stuff. Love you, Ivy.
Yeah. Peshtigo. I'm actually not far from there.
Yeah, because you're north of Oconto, right?
Yeah. No,
somewhere up there.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, I don't want to. I know there's some creepy Bears fans out there. I'm not trying to get you in trouble or nothing.
I don't want them to narrow in on me. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, if they do, you have a full army at your disposal. You need
there
something,
we go.
we'll hunt them down.
I got some new friends now. A big shout to Ben, the Green Bay guy, tuning in.
Hey, Ben. Long time no talk, buddy.
He is the man. All right, so let's talk about your thoughts on the Packers. But before we get into that, though, when you are in Peshtigo, we should link up. Grab a drink, grab lunch, grab something. But
we definitely should, and you should consider coming out to the Pheasant Hunt in October. Plenty of heads up to start planning ahead, and I'll even drive you out there if you need. I know gas is through the roof right now.
hopefully it's back to normal by then. But yeah, I would definitely like to. I don't want to shove myself in because I'm not a veteran and furthest thing from one. But I would definitely love to hang out with you guys and do something at some point.
Yeah, please do. That'd be awesome. I know our members would really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
No, in that video you mentioned Chris, the country singer.
Okay. Yeah. I was not there last year.
Yeah,
so
I follow him. He follows me or whatever. I never talked to him or met him or whatever. But I think sometime I will. He's he seems like a pretty cool guy. I just saw that when I was watching the video that you guys put together. That's pretty cool. That he seems pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his music, and from what I heard, everybody that was in attendance when he was there had an awesome time. Yeah, so I mean, if there's any other big time celebrities watching that want to get involved, hit us up. We'd love to have you. Charlie Barons, Charlie Barons.
He's not watching my stuff. All right, so what are your things? Oh yeah, there we go. Here's the name. I can't believe I forgot the name. He's actually pretty awesome. Ryan Rubel is good friends of his. They're always hanging out, making videos and making country songs together. He's my guy. I definitely he's one of the guys that I would like to meet in person. We've commented back and forth on stuff, but never got the chance to meet him. I want to sing a song with him. You know what I mean? I feel like I could be a country singer. Think so?
Um, I think if you're a country singer, it would be comparable to some of those horrendous music videos on Tiger King.
Yeah. And I feel like I can make a better music video than them. You know, they I feel like I think I got the video. I think I could be a killer music video.
I
I mean,
could
not the
I could
singing
kind of see
part,
it.
but I can make a music video.
Yeah, if you leave the vocals out and do everything
Yeah,
else, I
I
think
just
you
lift
hit a
it.
home run.
All right, so what are your thoughts? Hang on, I want to get this comment from Mike. That this is one of the people on your crew. He says, "Down to earth dude, him and Mountain Man went 4 for 4 on pheasants that day." That that's awesome. Yeah, Chris seems really cool. I've never, like I said, I never got a chance to meet him, but he seems really awesome. But moving on to the Packers, what are your thoughts? Aaron Rodgers is going to be back next season. Just just lay it all out there. I know that you're not an analyst, but neither am I. So that should just say what you think. You're probably more than I am.
I was trying to get a
You know,
serious face on, but it didn't work.
I always try to get Larry Kingish. You know what I mean? You got to move in on him, get real close.
Oh man, that's awesome. So it's funny you say that we're not analysts. I was at the Dodgeland School District working earlier this week, and one of the electricians was from out of town. And on our break, that's when I got the news that 12 was coming back. And we went back inside. I saw him. I'm like, "Hey, did you hear the big news out of Green Bay?" They're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers is coming back." And they're like, "Really? What do you think about that?" So I start going on about how A, if we keep him, we're still in contention and yada yada yada. And then B, if we get rid of him, this is the type of return we can get. And if we sign and take Devontae, we can just load up on picks and bring in some veterans. And the dude's sitting there like, "Why are you a sheet metal worker? Why aren't you working for ESPN?" And I'm like, I grew up right next to the stadium damn near. So I don't know. I always joke that in Wisconsin, our mom's waters don't break; they spill their beer, and we don't bleed; we just ooh cheese. So,
Yeah, I
um,
work at a cheese factory. At
yeah.
crap cheese.
Yeah. As far as 12 coming back, I've been alive his whole career. I remember when he took the reins over from Favre. I remember when we drafted him. Um, so I think in that aspect, it's special to continue that legacy. And I know there's a lot of people throwing shade at him, saying he's taking too much money, but a lot of those people don't realize that his contract actually frees up a lot of cap space so we can sign Devontae
Yeah.
and some other potential free agents, or at the very least clear a whole crap ton of space for our draft picks. At the same time, I would have been curious to see what type of return we would have gotten for him. Obviously, Denver sent Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, and Drew Lock. I don't think Drew Lock would have stayed on the roster long. I think they would have shipped him to the Colts right away, or maybe the Commanders. Still can't believe they're called the Commanders, by the way. Uh,
Yeah, it'll take a few seasons to get used to.
that sounds like a
Like a old
like a D League hockey team. Like
yeah,
if there was a
or like,
minor league affiliate for the Gamblers, that would be the name. Like, what are you thinking? Like,
it sounds like whenever like there's a movie and the NFL doesn't approve it, so they have to make up fake teams. That's what it sounds like.
yeah,
But yeah, with the Aaron Rodgers contract, like he's saying that it's not approved yet. Like that's not like it's not real. Like what they reported to 200 million. He's saying
mhm,
that's not realistic. But I absolutely love this comment from Mike because let me say this. If Aaron Rodgers can spread the ball more than Devontae Adams in a tough situation, we win the Super Bowl. I absolutely agree with that. Because like I get why he does that because he trusts Devontae Adams like wholeheartedly. Like he's the guy that he's like I just know that if it's catchable, he's gonna catch it. But like other guys, they play football too sometimes. They can catch too. So
yeah,
I just think sometimes, like, I love Aaron Rodgers, and like I defend Aaron Rodgers probably more than I should. I get a lot of crap, like you're a homer, bro. You're all defend Aaron Rodgers, and I do because I like Aaron Rodgers, and I defend all the players. Like I defend Preston Smith. I defend I'm a fan. Like people always say, "Are you a Packer fan or an Aaron Rodgers fan?" Like I'm both. like if you play for the Packers, I will defend you, not to the death, because I don't get down like that, but I will defend you verbally on the internet. I am not gonna fight nobody for you, but no, but I think that it's a true statement. Like Aaron Rodgers has to, and I think he would say the same thing when he watched film of that game. I'm assuming I should have thrown to Lazard there. I'm assuming he said that, but in the heat of of the game, I'm sure that they're doesn't see everything, and maybe it was already like I don't know. Vontae's going here, maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see like what happens. I mean, I'm happy in the fact that one of my fondest Packer memories of all time, and I've been to many, many milestone games at Lambeau Field. Um, I was in 29 Palms watching the game against the Lions via FaceTime. My computer was hooked up to my TV, and I was FaceTiming my dad, and he had his laptop facing his TV with the game on. And I'll never forget when Rodgers to Rodgers hit that Miracle in Motown. I was sitting in a really beat up beanbag chair, like damn near flat on the ground. And the ceilings in the barracks were kind of tall in that particular building. And I swear I jumped out of my chair so high, I almost hit my head. And the rooms on either side of me actually knocked on my door because they thought like something bad was happening. And the duty actually came up. And I'm like, I was just yelling on the top of my lungs, just celebrating. I'm like, watch this replay right now. And before you know it, half of the barracks is woken up and they're just like, whoa, did that just happen? I'm like, yeah.
That is awesome. That is
So,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah. So, have you been to many Packer games?
a couple two tree here and there.
Yeah. Most Wisconsin thing you could ever say.
Yep. Yeah,
But
I've been to quite a few, over 50 at least.
really, what's the most memorable one?
Ooh, that's a toss up. I would say it would be either the one where they unveiled Reggie White's number. I can still hear the Reggie.
Yeah, I bet that was awesome.
The other one that sticks out to me was a game against the Chargers. Phillip Rivers hit LT for a touchdown pass, which Packers still won, but seeing two Hall of Famers hook up for a touchdown was still kind of cool.
Yeah.
Obviously a big Packer fan, but I'm a football fan too, so I appreciate stuff like that. But I'd say if I had to truly pick one, it would probably be that salute to service game a couple weeks after McCarthy got fired. My girlfriend, now fiance at the time, was out of town, or no, she was hunting. She was deer hunting over in Clintonville. My friends that were in town not hunting didn't want to go, and that was the first Veterans Day that I actually wasn't working in. I couldn't even tell you how long. So I wanted to go, but of course it was a Milwaukee ticket package game. No offense, but
Yeah.
they don't know
Yeah.
how to price those resale tickets. It's like,
Yeah.
did you guys just come up from Chicago to post your tickets? Like, what's going on here? But anyways, so I ended up meeting another veteran on a forum similar to Fallen Outdoors. He didn't really know much about his ticket, just that the face value was like an arm and a leg and an infant child. So we negotiated a price, and I met him. There was a special veterans tailgate thing going on. Shout out to my buddy Ken Corey at the Noble Strauble VFW branch. You should really check that out next season, Matt. That's a really fun time. It's right by the Johnsonville Tailgate Village. As you're walking up towards the steps, it would be on the left, that very first row behind the vendors. Big blue flag and tent, can't miss it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think I know the area you're talking about.
yeah. So, anyways, long story short, we walk into the stadium at the Miller Lite entrance per what the ticket says. We get up to the terrace or whatever, and there's no one in the concourse. There's just a lady behind a rope guarding a set of doors. So we go up to ask her, And it dawns on me as she opens the door. I'm like, dude, this isn't just like the Miller Lite party deck. This is the Miller Lite lounge. We walk in, to your left, you get like all you can eat burgers, brats, chicken wings. You get 2 beers with your ticket, rooftop access, indoor and outdoor seats. They had
Wow.
a nacho bar, they had like a dessert bar, sodas, and my absolute favorite Lambo memory, and I don't think a lot of people can say this. We didn't get to go up for the flyover because it was already at capacity that day. So we went up in the second half. And how many people do you think they've seen Rodgers hit Devontae in the end zone on a Donald Driver slant from the rooftop?
Yeah.
Because this guy has, and I will brag
Oh,
about that 10 times out of 10.
yeah. I've never. I've been up there for a tour, but that's about it. Rogers
It,
wasn't there.
it's really it's really kind of strange when you're on the rooftop because even though you're still close to the stadium, there's like a delay in the sound. It's kind of trippy. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those things. If you ever get a chance on a game day, go
I
spend a
think I
couple
was
minutes
up
on the
there.
rooftop.
I think I was up there for a preseason game. I don't know if it was like the actual rooftop, but like we were way up in the crazy seats. I paid like $8 for a preseason ticket, and then you could like walk into like there's like an opening. It's
Sure.
I don't think it's roof, but it's I think the closest thing
Yeah.
to the roof. Like you're like way up there. Yeah, it's actually cool. Like the view. It was preseason, so I was just like whatever. But yeah, that's awesome. Like you've been to a lot of games.
Well, growing up, my dad is a service tech for Otis Elevator, and they're contracted to have like 4 to 5 mechanics on hand at every major, whether it's a football game or a concert or what have you not. But back in those days, they only really needed 3 guys to do what they had to do. So a lot of times, one of the older guys on the crew wouldn't go, and then the work seat that they would have, they would give to my dad because he was the young guy on the crew at the time. Well, he would call my mom up. She would drop me off at the Fleet Farm gate, and there he'd be waiting when I got through
Oh,
security with a ticket. So the only downside is if they got a call, they had to go fix it. But I didn't care. I was at Lambeau watching Favre and Rodgers
yeah,
tear it up. Like so, between that and I want to say it was almost 10 years ago now that he got his season tickets. So this is his last year working. He's about to retire, but we'll still have our season tickets. And then being a veteran, I have resources that I can find them very cheap. A lot of people
yeah,
don't realize if you just watch Ticketmaster leading up to kickoff, about an hour before kickoff, those numbers, yeah,
yeah,
they get you on the fees and everything. But for example, the Monday night game this past season with the Lions in town, I think with fees and everything, I paid like $65 for my ticket in the lower bowl. I mean, can't beat
yeah.
that.
Yeah, you really can't. I want to
So
get to Mike's comment over here. He's talking about one of his favorite games. He says a personal favorite was 4-12 Packers with Detroit. I was there as a teenager, and Sam Congato broke off a 65-yard straight to me. Dude, Sam Congato, a funny story about him. I don't really play fantasy football anymore. I think I might try to get back into it next year. I said it every year. But next year I think I'm gonna try to. Sam Congato, I started him in fantasy football, and he broke off that 200-yard game. I don't know if it was that game. I don't remember, but he only had one of them. And everyone's like, "Oh, you started Sam Congato. You're a genius." No, I'm not. Like, I have no idea. I'm just such a Packer, like, bias. I'm like, Sam Congato's gonna do it, and he did it, but it wasn't because I'm smart. Sam Congato, like, he was awesome, then he went on to be a doctor. I think he did a lot of charity stuff. Really, he went over, I think, to, Africa, if I'm right, and,
sure.
helped, underprivileged, areas that, needed doctors and stuff. But, yeah, I think he just played in the NFL to get some money so he could, go do his thing, if I'm right, like, if I remember correctly. But, so what are your thoughts? I mean, I wouldn't say, like, your thoughts on the Packers next season because there's a lot that has to happen. Free agency's gonna hit. A lot of things are gonna happen, and I haven't even thought about next season, but, are you feeling good about the Packers right now? You feeling good about, uh, Devontae Adams? I think that hopefully, they'll get a long-term deal because Devontae Adams is not gonna wanna play. I think he will. I don't think he'll hold out. But no player, no wide receiver especially wants to play on a franchise tag. If he blows his knee out, That's it. Like $18.5 million is good money, but like what people don't realize about $18.5 million, or even if it's a $100 million contract, your agent is taking like I don't know what they get, like 15%. I don't know what it is for an athlete because I am not one. Uh, but the agent gets a big cut. Taxes is like I think almost half. I don't even know what it is. I have no idea, but it's a lot. So like by the time they get it, obviously it's still good. They're not gonna starve. They're gonna be all right. But like if he blows his knee out, like he could sign a long-term deal where maybe, I don't know, guaranteed money. Who knows what kind of deal he'd sign. But like it's a lot more than 18.5 million. So they're very sketchy about the deals that they sign, like for franchise tag, because they blow their knee, like that could be their career, or at least like even if it's not their career, they're not going to be in position to get that big payday. But I think it's beneficial to the Packers too, because they don't want to. If he plays in a franchise tag, very hard to sign him next year because now he's kind of irritated. Obviously, he's going to want to play with a great quarterback because it benefits him. Because his numbers will be better. Because Devontae Adams is on a path to Hall of Fame. Like he's on the path to be a potential Hall of Famer. If he goes and plays for the Jaguars, that path just detoured right into an alley, and it's just not happening. I mean, you got the Hall of Fame wide receiver. You have to have a full career of all the things, and hopefully a championship is going to come too. But I don't remember the question I asked. But what do you think about is Devontae Adams going to sign a long term deal or what?
I think if he does, here's what I think's going to happen. So Rodgers is locked down for 4 more years. I think we
Well,
signed Devontae.
that's not for sure. But
Well,
yeah, but
for,
that's what people are thinking though. It's probably going to be a long thing. But yeah,
so
he kind of was like, that's not true.
so I think Rodgers plays for us for 2 more seasons, and then depending on the I seen that. And then depending on the outcome of those 2 seasons, I think he either retires or gives it one last go elsewhere. And I think regardless of the length of contract that we signed Devontae to, I think when Rodgers is gone, Devontae is gone. And like we said earlier, if we're going to get rid of them, I think we accept nothing less than a king's ransom. Granted, 2 years from now, we probably won't be able to get as much for Rodgers, but if he's still playing on a level that he is currently, I'm sure we'll get at least a couple of ones and maybe like
I
a
think
pair of thirds or something. But
I think if Rodgers signs any type of deal as an extension, I think that he wants to retire a Packer because Rodgers has talked about before. He cares about his legacy. He cares about like he's seen Favre, like when, and I'm not gonna trash Brett Favre, but when he left, there was a lot of trashing. I used to make fun of Brett Favre a lot when he played for the Vikings. I did because I don't care. I told people because the people used to get mad at me because I made fun of Brett Favre when he played for the Vikings. I was like, if my kid played for the Vikings, I'd make fun of him too. It's the Vikings. Like
yeah,
if I always said if my son got some talent, I don't know where he'd get it from because he wouldn't be from me. But if he had some talent and he got drafted by the Bears or the Vikings, I wouldn't be in the stands like wearing his jersey. Like I wouldn't do it. Like I couldn't wear those colors. I'd support him, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to get that money too. But
I heard that.
I am not supporting those teams. So when Brett Favre went over there, I trashed him. I made fun of him. Like, you know, now I'm over it. Like, he did his thing, whatever. I don't think, but the point is, I don't think Rodgers wants that. I think he wants everyone. Not that I think he cares what people think about him, but like every player wants to end their start and end at the same place. Like Ben Roethlisberger, John Elway, like those guys. Like it's about the championships, about the money, and it's about your legacy. Like everyone wants a statue out front. Everyone wants to remember. Like I played for these teams. They don't want. I think he would. I don't think he's like absolutely not. I won't. Like Donald Driver did it. Where Donald Driver is like, I will not. Like he had offers from the Vikings to go play for them. He said, no, I'm ending here. I only want to play for the Packers. I don't play for no one else. So I'm ending it, even though he felt like he could still play. And I think Rodgers would play for someone else. It's like right now, if the Packers said we're moving on, like he would say, all right, just trade me. But I think if he plays in there 2 years, or maybe 3, I think he would just not try. He'd be like, all right, I'll just retire. And he's already talking about it. Like I think and that's the thing too. Like with these these players nowadays, besides Tom Brady, they, they don't need to play like forever. Like BJ Raj, like they realize like they're gonna get hurt. They get their money and they kind of get out. Rodgers obviously has been playing for a long time. Tom Brady played for like half my life, and I'm old.
Yeah.
So, like, some of these guys do, but I think that's kind of like the new age thing where a lot of these guys are like, let's get out with our health, while we can still walk. Brett Favre said like he can't remember his grandkids' names sometimes, it slips his mind because of all the hits he took. So, Rodgers is gonna have all the money in the world, especially after whatever deal he signs, even if it's not a $200 million deal. No matter what he signed, he's already got it. He can do all the commercials in the world. He can make all the money.
And
So,
apparently him and Shailene are a thing again. So if they do get
yeah,
married, then that's, I'm sure he'll be just fine. Hey,
they add it
Aaron,
to the
if
stack.
you need a tax write-off, hit me up, big guy. Hey, we're a
I'll DM him.
501(c)(3), so we can make it happen.
I'll DM him on Instagram. He won't see
All
it.
right.
I DM him a lot. Just say like hi. He never opened because you can see if someone sees it. He has not seen one yet. I've sent like 64 so far. So
I actually I sent Aaron Jones a message on Instagram, but I can almost guarantee he's not going to see it. But
they get a
bef-
lot.
before his dad passed away, we actually got a chance to meet him. Him and his mom came over to that VFW tailgate area and hung out, and really great people. I was pretty
Who's that?
sad when I learned Aaron Jones's parents.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like I talked to his dad for like a good half hour and just had a really good conversation. And um, my heart goes out to the Jones family with his passing. That's some sad stuff, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I was gonna go somewhere with that, and I just had a brain fart. Oh, whoops.
I met it was funny because I was walking through the concourse area after a game, and I wear Preston Smith jersey all the time. Preston Smith, my guy, like I love that dude. And so I'm walking through the concourse area, and a lady stops me, and she's like, hey, and then she's like, well, uh, her sons were with her, and they're like, hey, you're Matt Ramage. I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, like we're Preston Smith brothers. And I was like, for real? And he's like, yeah, like, hey, we follow you, whatever. And then his mom was like, hey, thanks for supporting my son. Like it was like the nicest thing. Like she was like I was like, yeah, I mean, he plays for the Packers. She was so nice, and the family is cool. They got a picture, I I took a picture of them. Yeah, but Preston Smith and like his whole family, like they're awesome. Like Preston Smith, like I went bowling with him that time. I've had a few conversations with him. Like he's like the most normal person ever. Like you wouldn't know that he's a football player. Like you wouldn't know. Like he's not all look at me. I'm a big fancy football player. I know people who create content on the internet with a bigger ego than Preston Smith. So like he's so like home. I think a lot of the players are. Aaron Jones, like I never met Aaron Jones. I had any conversation with him, but he seems so humble. Like a lot of these guys, I met Haha Clendix, like Crabtree. Like you would never know. Like
I think
they're
that's a
just
Green Bay thing, though. Like I
they're
think they
just so
adapt.
cool.
I think they adapt to the culture of the team that they play for.
Yeah, maybe that's why cowboy players. Some of them are little or words I
Did
don't
you
want to say.
see? Oh my gosh! Did you see what Amari Cooper said about Dak Prescott?
No,
Oh
is that
my
new?
gosh! I about shot soda out my nose this morning when I was at work. So apparently, part of the reason that Amari Cooper is getting released on top of Zeke Elliott's absurd contract was following the playoff loss. Amari Cooper and Dak got into like a really heated exchange. He said he called Dak the Black Kirk Cousins.
What the fuck? I didn't even. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like when I scroll on my Facebook on that 24/7 sports or whatever,
Oh yeah,
I'll get
they don't.
random teams just out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
I
I
get
don't know
those
why.
too. And then
Yeah,
I comment on them because I troll,
yeah.
and then they keep coming. But yeah, dude, being compared to Kirk Cousins, that is that is that is something.
Like I
The
seriously was
Cowboys
like,
are they're always a mess. I mean, even when
yeah,
they win, because they were a playoff team last year. They're always a mess. Like when Mike McCarthy went there, I don't think he had a lot of options. And I like Mike McCarthy. He won us a Super Bowl. He, and then not even that because he respected the history of the Packers. I think he's good. I think he's a good dude. I'm glad he was the coach of the Packers. I think he should have probably moved on a little sooner than he did. But I'll always have love for McCarthy. But when he went to the Cowboys, it's like, good luck, bro.
I'm right there. I think
Yeah.
everybody was saying that. I mean, on paper they had a good roster
For a lot of years, actually.
Yeah,
they've always
but
had like they should win, but it's like there's a hex. It's like the football gods are like, no, bro, that's not gonna happen. That's why Aaron Rodgers was born. Because some of those good teams they had, Aaron Rodgers had to be there to end it. The football gods are like, what are we gonna do? We need to end this. And the Aaron Rodgers, like that throw to Jared, like he went to Jared. I made that meme after that Jared Cook catch. Yeah. That was one of my first memes that like went really big. And then everyone stole it and copied it, but whatever, no big deal. But yeah, I think that's why Aaron Rodgers was born, just to shatter the Cowboys' dreams back in those days. Because everyone talks about like the Niners had the Packers number, the Packers had the Cowboys number for a lot of years, and and the Cowboys had the Packers numbers for a lot of years too. You go back to the '90s, which I don't like to do, but
I mean, I was
how old
barely
are you?
Well, I was just gonna say I was barely a tinkle in my dad's cheese curd in the '90s. I turned 30 in April, so
You
I
turned
was
30?
I was still in diapers.
Think about it, I'm in May. I would work at my job for 20 years, so I started working at my job when you were like 10.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you. You're getting pretty old,
And
huh?
if I still work there when I'm 40, like I don't know what I'll do. I'm gonna run my four-wheeler into a tree.
Come
I
work
don't
for
want to
us.
die or nothing. I just want to get get on disability, just enough. I still want to walk around and stuff. I just with a limp. I don't know what I'm talking about. But no, I appreciate you coming on. Everyone, go to mattramageshow.com. You can donate if you want to donate. You can if you have any questions on the I guess is it called a benefit? It's a raffle. I'm not sure how these things work, like what are they called. But
I guess we could call it like a Fallen Outdoors benefit. On the page, we have it set up as a meet and greet. So
yeah,
the
something like
members that we bring with, they'll get to meet some of the other staffers and just kind of hang out.
I'm
Yeah,
excited to meet some I'm excited to meet some badass dudes and ladies if there are any. But some people who are much more tough than me. That's what I mean, I meet everyone that I meet is more tough than me, but
except for Bears
excited.
fans.
Yeah. They might be tougher than me too, but that's why I talk my crap on the internet, you know what I mean? But mattramageshow.com. If you have any questions, scroll all the way to the bottom. Well, first hit the icon for Fallen Outdoors. Go all the way to the bottom, get Alex's info. If you want to donate anything for the raffle, if you want to ask him a question about the raffle, you get one number for $25. You get three for $50. You can win a Devontae Adams autographed helmet and a numerous other things. It's I can't talk either. It's
I
all
know the
listed
feeling.
there. Well, I had a few
Yeah,
beers
so
now,
we
and
got
I'm tired. I work at 4 a.m, so I get up at 2:30 every day. So like by the time I do these podcasts, I'm just exhausted. I'm like dying over here.
I feel you too. I got to travel out of state the next couple of weeks for work, and we work nights when we travel because they're Walmarts, and Wally World doesn't like loud noises when the store's open. So that's going to be
Really?
fun.
Because I went to Wally World and I've never seen it quiet. There's always someone beating their kid or and dude, sometimes you start rooting for them. Like, beat that kid. No, I'm not for child abuse. Sometimes these kids are running around. I like grab that kid, yell at him. I don't hit him, but yell at him. I don't want to get canceled. It's a joke, people. Sometimes you root for the kid, like hit him back. No, but I'm joking. I'm not for any type of abuse of anyone ever, especially children. But But Walmart's always a wild place. So I don't know why they wouldn't want loud noises because I'd never been there and thought, wow, this is really quiet. Like you can't even
Yeah.
hear your own thoughts in your head that are saying, "Run, leave this store now. Why are you here?" It's a good store. I go there a lot.
Oh, geez.
All
Just
right.
to kind of
What else
elaborate
you
on
got?
I was just gonna say, just to kind of touch on the raffle one more time. Some of the other items we have that I didn't show from the sneak peek, I've got 6 guided fishing trips to give away. Several are for half day, several are a full day. It kind of depends on which one uh, you get picked for. Um, Trying to think what else I have. There's like a special edition Jim Beam cast iron skillet with like some barbecue sauce and like a bottle of Jim Beam. Thank you to my cousin Dean and his real estate team for pitching that in. I got a brand spanking new 8-inch Eskimo gas auger, Lita Jacket and her real estate team. Thank you for that. And there's some other stuff coming in. I don't want to say what it is until I physically have it in my possession. Um, but
That's awesome.
I know with inflation and all the craziness in the world right now, people are a little bit less reluctant to donate. I get it. Even if it's just a small monetary donation, or if there's any business owners watching that want to get their product highlighted and donate a couple things that we can use towards the raffle, it doesn't have to be hunting and fishing specific. This is open to the public. The more diverse items we have, the better we'll do. And again, this is all going to contribute towards our efforts to get guys and girls in the outdoors. And yeah, I'm excited to see what summer brings. I know for me personally, I'm going to be kind of, once the raffle's done and it's wedding time, I'll kind of be toning down my involvement just a fuzz to kind of focus on my home life. Everything we do is on our own time.
Yeah. You're
A
about to
lot of
get
stuff.
married. Yeah, you gotta keep your I know. My wife's down there right now, mad, like, why is it taking so long? No.
Mine's up above me, can probably hear him sitting there. That dude's taking his sweet ass time again. Dog's gotta be let outside. Hurry the heck up.
Yeah,
Sorry, Ivy, I'm just kidding.
that's how it is. I don't have to worry because my wife, no chance she watches or listens to anything I do. She doesn't and I wouldn't say she doesn't care, but she doesn't need to watch me. She's downstairs watching TikTok right now, probably laying in bed, so she's alright. She's having a good time.
Speaking of TikTok, I actually just made one, even though I'm not the biggest fan of TikTok, to kind of
I'm
do
on
like
that
a
thing,
digital.
do little dances every now and again.
Well, I'm not going to be doing any trendy dances anytime soon, so don't
No,
get
we
your hopes
will.
up.
Me and you, uh, at the restaurant, we meet. Me and you. No, we're not gonna dance, but
How about if we hit a certain number for donations, then we make a dancing TikTok?
MC Hammer can't touch this. I'll dance to that. My
I
little
I
boyfriend.
will I will join you if we can hit say like $1,000 by the 26th. Matt and I will embarrass ourselves on TikTok.
Yeah, I'll dude, if you hit $1,000, I'll break dance. I'll do that. No, I'll Macarena at this thing. I'll do
I
some
will
moonwalking.
Macarena while I break dance,
Yeah.
if
Oh,
that's even possible. I don't know.
oh. Well, we start Macarena and we will break dance, but that's because they'll be breaking down.
Yeah,
But also for anyone listening, anyone who watches, if you don't want to be a part of the raffle, if you just want to donate like $1, $2, uh, you they also have a PayPal account. Um, we should actually put that on the website, like on the bottom, that if they just want to donate, because if someone that they just want to donate $1 or whatever, that put the PayPal email address. Anyone can go on PayPal and plug in an email address, and if
sure.
you just want to donate $1, $5, or $10, whatever it is, or 1,000, whatever, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
absolutely. That'd be awesome.
But
Um,
yeah, we'll get this thing. We want this thing. Maybe get it so big that you guys can afford to go to all the trips for the next whatever few years. I don't know. Just
well,
rambling.
I'm hoping I can raise enough money this summer to pay for a sleeper house out on the Cascade Reservoir in Idaho, and pay for travel and lodging expenses for, say, like 4 or 5 veterans. That's going to cost a lot, and
Yeah, I would think so.
I'm not really holding my breath on that, but sometime down the line, that is a goal I want to hit someday.
Yeah.
I think in the immediate future, with everything going on currently with our Zwicky's hunt and everything outside of TFO, that's going to be pretty tricky. But hey, maybe we'll get a blessing of a large check. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh,
So
I'll hit up my rich friends. I don't have any, but any rich people out there?
yeah, right. Give me a call. Let's get you that tax write off.
We just need one rich person that wants a tax write off. But
Hey, I know a guy
so,
that just signed a $200 million contract.
yeah,
Maybe he might want to.
I'll DM them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe you will. I appreciate everyone who tuned in. Big shout out to Quick Trip. Go get yourself a blazer and go to mattramanshow.com and donate some money. Get in the raffle. Get yourself a Devontae Adams autograph helmet. All right. Go Pack Go, people. Thanks for watching. Big shout out to Mark Deaton. Oh, he's tuning in, watching the whole thing. All right. I like to see it. Big shout out to Alex and everyone at Fallen Outdoors. They do great stuff. Vets helping vets. That's why I keep saying, because like I have no part of this. I'm just like just trying to get in where I fit in. Like, try to like raise a little bit of awareness. But this is veterans helping the veterans, which I think is awesome because like no outsiders. It's all you guys just helping each other and getting it done. That's what tough people do. And I'm not one of them. I always ask for help. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm just rambling. All right. Thanks for tuning in, people. Go Pack Go. And thanks for listening and watching and all the things. You know what I mean?
Go Pack Go. Thank you, Matt. Thanks to all the listeners, and hope to see you guys March 26th.